put the balls back? Okay.
I'm going to start by saying yes, we did go into property that wasn't ours and taking things that weren't ours. But a deal could have been made to make everyone happy. When I was like 10, my dad took my brothers and I out to a golf course to search for golf balls. This course sits right along a highway outside of town a bit, and in particular had a thick tree line separating the highway from some key holes. We've played there several times over the years and knew, from personal experience, how many balls would get lost into those trees.
We parked on the highway, and with plastic bags in hand made our way down the embankment into the tree line. We started slowly finding balls, but then it really picked up. We had hundreds of golf balls by the time it started to get dark. Each of us with 23 grocery bags full of golf balls. We finally crept out of the trees, back towards the car where a woman stood. My dad, being as polite as he can, greeted the woman, who then let us know her sister owned the golf course, and that we were trespassing. Yup, we were. My dad reasoned we could split the balls, and give half to the clubhouse, golf course, or offer them up to the clubhouse for quarter each or so. The clubhouse can then give them a wash and resell them for $1, $2. The woman did not like this. She did her best to scare us into handing the balls over, but my dad wasn't that type of person.
After threats to call the police, she insisted that we can either give the balls to the clubhouse, or you can put them back. Okay. Go on, boys, let's put these balls back, as he threw the first ball deep into the trees. We all joined in. For a good 5 straight minutes we stood on the side of the highway, with cars passing by, hucking golf balls as far as we could into the tree line. I can't remember exactly, but as we were wrapping up, my dad was suddenly in a hurry to get out of there. She probably called the cops, I'm guessing?
We swiftly hopped in the car with our pockets stuffed of Pro V1s, the #1 ball in golf, and made off into the night. Again. We were doing something we had no right to do. Just could have gone another way that'd benefit everybody.
I picked golf balls out of a creek as a kid. Took my small cooler full to the ball washer and then sold them for 25 and 50 cents in the 80s. We made enough to buy a boombox from Radio Shack for our club. About $25. Took us a month or more of saving up. Double cassette, AM/FM, stereo, all the latest features. I appreciate my parents so much more now than then.
I used to go pick up golf balls in the fields behind the country club. They'd pay me $5 a bucket. Usually made about $20 every time I went out there. About a good hour's work. When I was 15 I worked there for their summer program. Minimum wage. But I made nearly double my paycheck in tips from all those rich people. Hey you, go get me a soda. Here's a 10. Keep the change. They definitely could have paid you for the balls. It's technically their property, but they're essentially paying you for the service of collecting them.
In the UK, there was a guy that retrieved golf balls from lakes, even listed his occupation on his tax forms as golf ball retriever. Police picked him up one night and he ended up in prison. Absolute insanity.
I'm betting that she had no connection to the golf course. And that if your dad had given in, she would have demanded that you give them to her so she could give them to her sister. Then just kept them herself and sold them. I did something similar back in the 80s. A neighbor kid and I went to the local golf course and waded into one of the water hazards and found buckets of balls. We washed them and resold them from a walking trail that was adjacent to, but not on the golf course. We probably made close to $100 before we got ran off by security. I found out later that the golf course paid someone to dive in the lakes every year and dredge up balls that they would then stripe and rent by the bucketful on the driving range. They said we were stealing from them. But the way I see it, we were actually just returning the balls to their original owners, the golfers. After that, a high fence was put up along the bike trail and that cut our access to the lake and the course, thus ending my enterprise.
Wow, you guys had balls. Excellent MC putting them back.
I enjoyed the MC and gave you the upvote. But I gotta say, when I first saw the title I thought it said, "Pull the balls back." Very curious how this was going to end. Cold sweat smile.
Ha ha ha, now that is to have a big pair of balls.
Ridiculous. If you live near a golf course, it is a tradition to go and do this a minimum of 3 times in your childhood. The golfers near me used to be so pleased, and the club was always a good way to pass the time on the weekend. I'm sure if you looked and acted like the rich child of one of her favorite customers, they would have acted differently. Nothing wrong was done. I do not blame your dad. That sister really teed me off. Getting pissed at something so dimple. Know it, malicious. Perfect. You didn't deserve them. You put them back. The golf course I play at, there is a specific hole in the back nines where it curves to the right. At the curve, there is a house with smashed up windows, a pool and backyard full of golf balls, and no furniture. It hadn't been bought until very recently. No wonder. Even though the area is about 5 years old.
People don't know how to take their L's. Fucking, me included.
Sorry, but even with your claim of wrongdoing, I'm not really with this one. There is no such thing as there could have been an alternate solution that would benefit everybody. Just know, your dad didn't deserve any kind of benefit right there. He should have just handed over all the golf balls on the spot. Only a dick would be like, "Hey, let's make some kind of deal with all these golf balls that I just stole off of your property," instead of me handing them over. I'm glad she called the cops and made him take off. https://youtube.be/kfukedik.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.